It's time for another movie review. Thankfully, this is one I wanted to do since it came out. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Prior to this, there was a live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993, but it didn't go so well since it didn't look like the games. And thus, another one has been made. So yeah, this will be a fun review to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So let's begin with the story. Two brothers named Mario and Luigi, who are Italian plumbers. While checking inside the sewer, Mario and Luigi are separated and transported into the world called the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario comes across a bunch of characters, and a villain named Bowser took his brother. So yeah, I already knew what the plot was going to be after the official trailer, which I'm okay with this. But before I get to my review, I should talk about the history of this movie. The creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto, was interested in developing another Mario movie since that live-action Mario movie was a failure both critically and commercial advertisements. In 2018, Nintendo announced that the Mario movie is finally happening, pairing with Universal and Illumination Studios. I mean, it makes sense since Nintendo has the collaboration with Universal Studios Park with Super Nintendo World, and I'm okay with Illumination Studios since their films are decent. It seems like a good choice. It was scheduled to be released in late 2022, but I think you guys already know why they moved it. Yeah, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish took the spot for the release date, and the Mario movie moved until April 2023. Then the teaser trailer dropped, and I was ready to watch it. In fact, I did 2 shorts on the Mario trailer. So with all that, what do I think of the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Was it fun? Was it epic? Was it one of the best movies I've seen in my life? Okay, I wouldn't go that far saying that, but I'll get to where I put this movie. If I had to describe this movie, I say fun, bright, colorful, and simple. This is a pretty good Mario movie. I can't say it's great or amazing, but that's what I think of the movie. As y'all know, I love the Mario games. It's hands down my favorite video game franchise of all time, and it's the one that I remember during my childhood. But let's get to the review itself. I did talk about the story. It's mainly basic, but not complex either. I kinda knew Bowser was gonna kidnap Luigi instead of Princess Peach, since the Mario games do that, a lot of Bowser kidnapping Peach. Speaking of that, let's get to the characters, and especially the voice acting. We all know these characters: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Toad, and even Donkey Kong. Yeah, that was cool having him, since DK appears in the Mario games, and even the classic game back in 1981. There are other characters appear, like some of the Mario villains, Kamek the Magic Koopa, and even DK characters appearing, and even Mario Luigi's family. Yeah, I was not expecting the family to appear. The characters are likable in their own way. It's not trying to have deep character moments. They're simple and likable, and that's it. I do want to talk about the voice acting. Not gonna lie, when the voice acting got announced, I literally laughed at the casting choices. Chris Pratt voicing Mario, Jack Black voicing Bowser. I thought it was gonna be a joke, but then I went, these voices might actually work, and I am right, for the most part. The voice acting and the characters do work fine. I've heard some people say Pratt's voice as Mario was lacking emotion and sounding too similar to his normal voice. Honestly, it didn't bother me as much. Yeah, I would like to have the Brooklyn raspy voice that the Mario cartoon did pretty well. Chris Pratt voiced fine as Mario. Now with him voicing Garfield, yeah, his voice as Garfield is not grabbing me, but let's just wait and see. Besides some that voice fine, there is one that voiced perfectly, and that is Jack Black voicing Bowser. With that powerful voice he did, that's literally what I think of the Bowser character. A great fitting choice. There is one voice acting that did not work at all, but I will get to it. The animation is great. It's probably the most beautiful animation from Illumination Studios, and while I get the animation is great from the studio, this one stands out to me the most. The comedy is pretty good. It's not laugh out loud hilarious, but there are funny moments like this scene where Kamek dressed up as Peach with Bowser, and even a Blue Luma where Luigi meets and saying all these morbid things, bringing everybody down. That gave me a laugh. Now let's talk about music. Which one, you may ask? Well, I'll talk about the musical score first, and then I'll get to the songs. The musical score is great. Brian Tyler did the scores, and man, they actually sound like the Mario music that Koji Kondo created. I don't have a favorite score, but some of them are fantastic, almost on the same range as the original video game score. Now, to the songs. There is one song that is new, and that is Peaches. Okay, Bowser singing that song is pretty funny, but after hearing it about 5 times, it stays as welcome. I do like the song, but it is very earworm to me. It is very catchy, just like any songs I listen to. Now, there are songs that do play in the movie, like I Need a Hero where Mario trains, Take On Me where they drive to the DK world, Thunderstruck during the kart customization, and Mr. Blue Sky at the end of the movie. Man, talk about licensed songs using it. Speaking of the ending, the climax of Mario Luigi fighting Bowser was pretty good, especially they used the star to be invisible. And the last thing for the review is the references. There are so many Mario references and Easter eggs in this movie, not just Mario, but Nintendo references, like Mario playing Kid Icarus on the NES and Punch-Out Pizzeria. I even like the commercial where they reference the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. That's a great nod, but that's not all. Charles Martinet has been voicing Mario for many years. In this movie, he voices 2 characters, Mario's father and a citizen named Giuseppe that has Mario's in-game voice. Very great reference. However, this is the last thing to say in a review, and it is a Mario reference, but it's also my favorite scene in the movie, and that is the Mario Kart Rainbow Road. It just looks way cool. With all the positives in the movie, there are criticisms. First one is, it could have stretched out more. I mean, 92 minutes is actually not that bad of pacing, but I would like to see more investment. That's a nitpick. But the biggest criticism, besides the stretch, is Fred Armisen voicing Cranky Kong. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand his voice. This is probably the most annoying voice I've heard in a while. Who in the right mind thought of this?
Guess you're not getting my army. You're welcome, Mario. The greatest army in the world. Shut up! I can't stand it anymore.
If you like his voice, more power to you. I don't like his voice. That's the only big criticism in the movie. With the review done, I gotta talk about the receptions. Yeah, as you can see, the movie didn't get good reviews from critics. It has a 59%, which it could have made it to 1 more percent to get a tomato rating and not a rotten rating. This is one of the few movies I don't listen to critics, but the audiences love it. But the box office is huge on this movie. The highest grossing Illumination film over Minions movie, the biggest worldwide opening weekend for an animated film, the highest grossing video game film, and the first video game movie to go over $1 billion. It was the second highest grossing film of 2023, with Barbie leading at number 1, and it's the 3rd highest grossing animated film. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I am happy that there's an actual Mario movie where it's like the video games. It is fun overall, but I can't say it's straight up epic. Now, where would I put this film in my favorites? Man, I would put it somewhere in my top 100 favorites. Plus, there are so many animated films I love more than the Mario movie. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is great, Inside Out is great, even Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I watched it after my birthday, and it was fantastic. Now, is this movie better than the Sonic movies? Well, the Mario movie is better than the first Sonic movie, since that one was alright. The second Sonic movie I did really liked, so maybe it could be on the same level. However, there is going to be a Mario sequel coming in 2026. Am I excited for it? You bet. The only happening for a sequel is bringing Green Yoshi. Do that. I love Yoshi, it's my favorite Mario character. That is all for the review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It is a long video for a review, but it is a fun one. If you do love the Mario games, you're gonna love the movie. Now, if you don't know Mario or played his games, I don't think this is the movie for you. I mean, people already know Mario to death. Check it out on Netflix, and it will return to Peacock by October. I will see you all in the next video.